Hey y'all, Josh here today, aka the world's greatest dad, and what you're looking at here is the Epson ET-2800 Wi-Fi printer. And today we're going to unbox this bad boy, show you how to set it up, fully test it out, and see if it might be something you need to pick up as well. So with that being said, let's get it. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning. When you pick this up, it's going to show up in a box just like this. Let's get it opened up, take a look inside. Hey, you got to get off of there. Now the printer was well packaged for shipping, and straight out of the box you'll see we have our ET-2800 Wi-Fi enabled printer, our instruction manual, a power cord, and our 4 individual inks. I do like the fact that they vacuum sealed each of these inks so we wouldn't have any type of spillage during shipping. Now, after spending a few minutes going through the instruction manual, a couple things I want to point out. Number one, they walk you step by step exactly on how you get this thing set up and printing off your computer or mobile device. Number two, they do have a help section here, so if you have any problems getting this set up or have any questions about it, they've got kind of an FAQ section, and then they do offer both phone and email technical support. Now, before we go ahead and get this thing set up today, I do want to point out there's a few different ways that we can go ahead and do this. Number one, we can go ahead and scan the little QR code here and use our mobile device to walk us through the setup. Number two, we can go ahead and set this thing up manually, which is the way we're going to do it today, just simply using the front screen on the printer. And the third thing I want to point out is there is a USB port here. Now, they don't include a USB cable. They actually only include your power cable. But if you did want to connect this directly to a computer, you would have to have your own USB to USB connection. So let's go ahead and get started with our setup, see how long it takes us, and see how difficult it is as well. Very first thing we're going to do is go ahead and plug in the device. Now the power cord they do provide is about 6 feet long, and you'll see right here on the back, we'll plug this side in and then plug that into our wall outlet. And we'll go ahead and get this thing turned on. You will see our whole control face up here with several buttons. Pretty small little display screen. One thing that's kind of cool though is that you can adjust this, so depending on which way you're looking at it, you can make it easy for you to use and maneuver. So let's go ahead and hit our power button. And the first thing we're going to be prompted is what language we want to use. Now we can manipulate this with the down and the up as well as side to side buttons. And then we have this OK button here too. So we're going to choose English and select OK. Now it's going to ask us if we want to finish the setup using the app or just do it directly on here. Again, today we're going to do it all right here on the printer. So we'll go ahead and go down and select no. Now it's going to talk about filling the ink, giving us some instructions. So we'll just go ahead and hit OK. And now we're ready to go ahead and fill our ink. Now where we're going to input our ink is going to be right here. And we'll go ahead and pull this little tab down. And inside here you can see we have black, yellow, magenta, and cyan that all match up with the provided inks. Now we're just going to go straight down the line, putting in our black, then our yellow, our magenta, and our cyan. And to do that, we'll just open this little blue tab right there. Go ahead and unscrew our ink. Now this fits in a particular way, so you'll see that these line up right here. So you really can't screw this up. We'll go ahead and press that down. And then we'll be able to watch down here as the ink starts filling up the reservoir. Now, once the reservoir is full, the bottle does stop draining automatically and it's not going to leak everywhere. So we'll simply just bring this up. And we have a little bit left for a later use. Screw our lid back on and we'll move on to the next one. Once again, matching the yellow with the yellow compartment here. And once that's all done, we'll again pull this off. And you'll see there's very little ink left in these bottles. So one of these bottles is going to get you pretty much a full tank with just a little bit more if you need to top off later. Now again, these things are clearly labeled, and I do like the fact that they kind of got these little individual markers showing you for each one exactly how much ink you still have in the printer. As we take out our last one, we'll go ahead and seal that there and shut that back up. Now we need to confirm that we have put the ink in the tank, and there's two options here. If we hit OK, it'll take us to a step-by-step guide showing us how to do that, but we already did that. Or if we hit this start button over here, that confirms that ink is in the tank. So we'll go ahead and hit that. And as you'll see, it will start initializing. Now, as this does go through the initializing process, a couple things. Number one, it's got a kind of a little progress meter down at the bottom. Number two, make sure that you do not power off the unit during this time. Now, the initialization did take just about 11 minutes. It says it's complete, so we'll go ahead and hit OK. Next option is going to be to align the print head to get best quality. Since this is the first time we're setting this up, we're going to go ahead and do that. So we'll hit OK. And before we go ahead and print our test page, we're going to have to load some paper. Now to load our paper, we're going to move to the back of the printer. You'll see this little flap that comes up and down here. We have a pull-out piece here to rest the paper on. And then we have these adjusters right here. Now, a couple things to point out. Number one, the capacity of this is actually up to 100 sheets of just your regular standard paper. Number two, you can also print on photo gloss paper, or we'll do envelopes as well. And so we'll just adjust these little blue slots in here for our paper size. And in this case, with standard paper, we're going to go all the way out. And we simply load our paper in there, and then we can shut that flap as well. And before we print anything, I'll show you that this pulls out too, and that little flap sets down so the printed paper will rest right here. Now, it printed this little alignment sheet, and what it's asking us is if there's any missing segments here with the black or with any of the colors. Everything looks good here, so we're going to go ahead and scroll down to no and hit OK. And the next step is going to be aligning the print position to fix any misalignment or banding. So we'll go ahead and hit OK to that, and then we'll hit print. Now in this, there's going to be 7 different lines. We're just going to go through step by step, and what it's asking us is to look at the boxes on each line with the least number of lines. So if you look at kind of number 1 right here, you can kind of see some distinct lines. Number 5 as well, whereas 3 is going to be more blacked out and you don't really see any lines. So we'll hit OK to proceed. And for number 1 here, 3 is our selection, so we'll hit OK. For number 2, I actually think number 5 is going to be our selection. Scroll up to select 5 and hit OK. On number 3, looks like 6. Hit OK. For number 4, I'm thinking number 4, so we'll hit OK. Number 5, I'm going to go number 4 again. Number 6, I'll select number 6. And number 7, I'm going to go ahead and select number 5. Now we'll go ahead and hit the print button again. And we have one more it's going to test out. Now for this test, it wants us to choose the rectangles that are not separated or overlapped. I think I'm probably going to select the number 4 there. So I'll hit OK to proceed, select my number, and hit OK. And now our print head alignment is complete. So now we need to go ahead and get this connected to our home network so we can start printing off our computer or our phone. So we'll go ahead and scan over to Wi-Fi setup, hit OK, and we have 2 different options here. We have Wi-Fi, where we're going to actually connect to our wireless network at our house, or we have Wi-Fi direct. Now, if you didn't have a wireless network and you just wanted to go directly from your phone to the printer, you can go ahead and select this. For us though, we're going to put multiple devices on this. We want to connect to our network. So we'll go ahead and hit OK here. And we're in the Wi-Fi setup wizard. It's part 1 of 3. Going to go ahead and search. Now it's going to display all the available networks. We'll go ahead and select the one that we want to use. And we've got to enter our password. Now you can do uppercase, lowercase, different symbols, all that. It's just going to take a little bit because we have to maneuver using these and the OK button. So we've aligned our printer, we've connected it to the internet, fairly straightforward and easy to do, but now we need to get it connected to both our phone and our computer so we can print from them. So let's go ahead and put the app on our phone first. So to download the app, the first thing we'll do is go ahead and go to our App Store. Again, we're using an Apple device here, and we're going to search for Epson Smart Panel. And you'll see that's what it looks like right there. Now, once the app is downloaded, it'll appear on our phone like this. And if you don't have an iPhone, they also have an Android app as well. Now, the first time you open the app, you will be prompted some different questions, and you will need to connect this to the printer network as well. We've already done that, but to show you kind of how you do that, there's a little plus button at the top, and you can see you can set up a new product, or you can connect a product that's already on Wi-Fi. So a couple different options there. Pretty easy process though, shouldn't take you that long. And once you are connected inside the app, you can do a lot of things: scanning, copying, printing. Also shows you your ink levels up here at the top, and even some print head cleaning and things like that. Now next we'll go ahead and get the drivers for our computer. We're just going to go to epson.com, the website, and then we're going to search our model up here, which is just ET-2800. Once we do that, it'll bring up those particular models. We can go ahead and click on it. And as we scroll down here, we can just click support. And now you'll see where it shows us we can download both the apps if we were using this on mobile, or our particular driver. Now down here, it's going to want us to put in our operating system. So for me, I'm using a Windows 10 64-bit, so we'll go ahead and collect that. Hit go, and then I can download my drivers and utilities combo package. And once our driver's downloaded here, we're just going to follow this step by step, going through and getting this all connected to our printer. Pretty easy process, should just take you a minute or two. So now let's go ahead and do a little test print and see how this thing prints off of our computer. I'm going to go ahead and select the correct printer here, our Epson ET-2800 series network, and see how it comes out. So you can kind of see the speed of how fast it prints here, and our print quality there as well. Now let's go ahead and test out the printing from our phone. Now you could print pictures and things like that, but I've actually just got an email opened up. I'm going to go ahead and go down to print here. I'll select my Epson ET-2800 series, and when I'm ready to print, hit that. And there is our printed email. So printing from our phone and our computer was pretty easy to set up and do. Let's go ahead and test out the scanner now. First, we'll go ahead and open our scanner lid. You'll notice this little point down here. That's where you're going to want to line up what you're scanning. And we'll close our lid. And we're going to scan directly from our printer to our computer. We'll use our arrow buttons to get over to the scan option. Hit OK, and you'll see that you have 4 different options here: preview on computer, send a JPEG to computer, send a PDF to computer, or to WSD. Now, the preview on computer is going to be your best option because you can put multiple scans in one file, plus you can preview them before you decide to save them. So we'll go ahead and hit OK. Now we're going to select what printer we want to send to. Also see there's a USB connection if you were directly wired into that printer as well. And we'll hit the scan button over here. Now you'll see it does show the Epson Smart Scan scanning to our computer. And our image preview shows up there on our screen. Now at this point we could go ahead and turn the page and add an additional scan to this file. Or if we just wanted to scan the one page, we can go ahead and click next. And now we have several options to save this, whether we want to attach it to an email, print it, or just save it to our computer. Now, as a guy who does a lot of two-sided printing, another feature I wanted to test out was how to do double-sided printing. We've got ourselves a little 2-page document here. Go up to print this, and I can go ahead and select print one-sided or manually print on both sides. So what's going to happen is a little icon's going to pop up here saying after it prints the first sheet, re-enter it up top here and then hit OK, and it'll print the second sheet. So we've printed page 1 of our document. I'm going to go ahead and stick this upside down with the ink facing the paper, and we'll hit OK for page 2. And there is our double-sided printed piece of paper. And while I'm glad to see this printer does have two-sided printing capabilities, I really don't like the fact that you have to do an extra step where you manually insert the paper again and then hit another button. And when it comes to the actual size of the printer, it is fairly compact, measuring just about 14 3/4 inches wide by about 14 inches long and 7 inches tall. Now, if you are putting this on a shelf, though, you will need to account for the paper sticking up. And as you can see, with the paper, we're about 11 inches tall. Now, the reason we picked up this Epson printer was to replace my wife's old HP 5055. And this has been a great printer for us. It's about 10 to 11 years old. And it's just got some little printing quirks that have kind of worked its way into it where it's not as reliable as it used to be. Now, the main reason that we decided to try out the Epson EcoTank over just your traditional cartridge printer was mainly for the cost and efficiency savings of going with some ink system like this rather than the continuous cartridges. You know, with these, we're constantly buying them. They're expensive. So although they work great, you just don't get a ton of printing out of that. Supposedly with these setups, you're going to be getting about 2 years worth of printing. And with us homeschooling our daughter, plus doing a lot of printing, running businesses from home, you know, that's going to be a significant savings going with this Epson EcoTank. So at this point, all that's left to do is get this thing moved to my wife's office, let her play around with it and test it out for a couple weeks, and then I'll give you my final report. So it's been about 2.5 weeks since we started using our Epson printer, and we've printed about 300 pages since then. Everything from homeschool lessons to business papers. And then we've also prepped a bunch of stuff for my daughter's birthday party, which is coming up. It's got a pizza theme. So you can see we got a lot of these little worksheets here, even have some colored name tags that came out great. And all in all, it's worked pretty good so far. So there you go. That's pretty much everything you need to know about the Epson ET-2800 Wi-Fi printer. Now, after printing several hundred pages through this of both color and black and white, it's really handled every task that we've thrown at it. Now, the scanner functionality has worked well, and I really like the fact that I've been able to connect this where I have 3 different phones and 3 different computers that all print off this printer. I'd say the biggest drawback to this is going to be the two-sided printing. I just don't like the fact that you've got to print one side, reinsert it back up top, and print another. And on top of that, it's definitely not the fastest printer, but it does great in kind of a home or a home office type setting. And I love the fact that I'm going to get a ton of use out of this ink, and I don't have to replace the ink cartridges every couple months. So at the end of the day, I'm going to go ahead and give this thing a world's greatest dad thumbs up, and I say, go out and get you one.